All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Gimme 5 as I welcome you back to America Talks Live. And Barack Obama, of course, as we talked about, he spoke at the United Nations today, a big snooze fest for the most part. But the other day, he spoke to a function of the Congressional Black Caucus. They had some kind of a meeting, and he spoke. And this was the definition of narcissism. I mean, we've seen it before from this guy over and over and over. Every speech he gives, no matter what it's about. Barack Obama said I or me 160 times, 300 times. You know, it's all about him. The world revolves around him. We know that. But this was especially egregious, ladies and gentlemen. This was the most despicable, disgusting thing I've ever seen. Ever. From him. Well, no, I can't say that. We'd have to have a long contest for those, for the most despicable. But this was up there. On narcissism, though, you can't top this. You cannot top this. Okay, let's first go to the first thing he said. He's talking about the right to vote and blacks voting and not voting. Here we go.
If we are going to advance the cause of justice and equality and prosperity and freedom, then we also have to acknowledge that even if we eliminated every restriction on voting, we would still have one of the lowest voting rates among free peoples. That's not good. That is on us.
All right, so there you go. He's setting the stage. He's talking about blacks, not voting, low voting turnout, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, he's building to something so narcissistic, you have to be sitting down if you're standing up. If you're already sitting down, you might want to lay down or lie down, whatever the proper word is. Who the heck knows? I'm not a narcissist. I don't pretend to know the correct word. Ha ha! All right, more.
And I am reminded of all those folks who had to count bubbles in a bar of soap. Beaten trying to register voters in Mississippi. Risked everything so that they could pull that lever. So if I hear anybody saying their vote does not matter, that it doesn't matter who we elect, read up on your history. It matters. We've got to get people to vote.
All right, so he just reminded the Congressional Black Caucus audience, I'm sure there were more than just those Congress people in attendance, but anyway, and a TV audience, he just reminded them what blacks went through to get the right to vote, how people were beaten, and right on down the line, okay? So if you think you're not going to vote, you say your vote doesn't matter, basically what he's saying is, should be saying is, do it for them. Do it for these people who sacrificed. Do it for these people who are beaten. No, not Mr. Narcissist. Screw those people. Do it for me and Michelle.
In fact, if you want to give Michelle and me a good send-off, and that was a beautiful video, but don't just watch us walk off into the sunset now. Get people registered to vote. If you care about our legacy, realize everything we stand for is at stake. All the progress we've made is at stake in this election. My name may not be on the ballot, but our progress is on the ballot.
Do it for me and Michelle and my legacy. Not for the people I just talked to you about who were beaten and sacrificed everything. Do it for me. Wow. Sick, sick, sick. I wish it was a shrink here. I know it's narcissism, but it's got to be deeper than that. How dare he? Wow. More.
Tolerance is on the ballot. Democracy is on the ballot. Justice is on the ballot. Good schools are on the ballot. Ending mass incarceration, that's on the ballot right now. And there is one candidate who will advance those things. And there is another candidate whose defining principle, the central theme of his candidacy, is opposition to all that we've done.
Wow, he looks angry, doesn't he? Do it for me, for my legacy. What a sick thing to say. All right, now I'm not the only one who was offended, and I'm not exactly sure why this guy was offended. Well, here he was on Morning Joe. He's the chairman of African American Studies at Princeton, Professor Eddie Glaude, or Glaude. Here's what he said.
I was really annoyed, actually, by the president's speech. Now what do we get? Instead of a series of rational arguments from the president to black voters, we get, don't insult me.
Wow.
And I just find that condescending. And I know I'm going to get in trouble for it.
Wow.
Well,
I just
no,
find
that's
it
how
condescending.
He finds it condescending. The reason he said he's going to get in trouble for it is because, blacks aren't supposed to say that. Blacks are supposed to vote a certain way, think a certain way. That's what the mainstream media will tell you. Of course, that's farthest from the truth.